This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we crack on about lazy programming. It's become a thing. And who are our best but most complex clients?
Three, two, one. Daniel, September is the new January.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Damik.
And me, Tom Hall. What's going on, buddy?
It definitely is, isn't it? It's the 2nd January. It's like the second
It
new
is.
start of the year because of all the, the summer and the schools and everything kicks off, doesn't it? August is notoriously a quiet month for everything.
It's something
Unless
that
you
I
work in an
haven't
airport, it's probably busy.
Yeah,
Oh,
September's
no,
like,
no, it's
oh,
not.
okay.
No, it's not because they actually don't do any fucking thing at the airports anymore. They just leave the bags just across the floor. So there you go.
Jesus.
Yeah, that was my experience anyway.
Airport digs straight in.
Useless, mate. Bloody useless.
I know. I complained at Dan. I couldn't sit in the lounge at Stansted.
I know. Such a privileged life you live, Tom, for the lounge. Couldn't sit in a lounge. But
It's
yeah,
actually
I think
like better value for money than sitting outside in like Pratt and like crunched up.
Yeah.
Then like fortunately on my credit card I get a few like accesses for free. But like it's only like, was it like 20 quid? Something like that. You can sit there for 2-3 hours and you can drink. They give you beer.
Yeah.
Give you beer and wine. Like
even more reason to go for you, I suppose, But yeah, I just think it's just funny, I think, over the summer, how just the country, the UK, collapses under anything above a normal average amount of people or things or whatever it is required. Really shit at dealing with it. It makes me laugh every time. Like, oh, it's the summer coming up. I don't think many people are going to want to go away on holiday. Well, they've just been cooped up for 2 years, and you can see they book tickets in January. You can see they book tickets for August, and maybe you should probably hire some more staff for the airport.
There's a lot of like knock-on holidays as well, right? The ones that they pre-booked like during COVID, and they've honored them, which is fair enough. And then they've gone away. So, but it's interesting. It's something that I haven't been. Obviously, I've been in the fitness game for a while. I felt like this. One of the lads was like, "You've been in for donkey's years." I was like, "Fuck you." I still think I'm quite young, Jesus. But I guess we've been in for a while, haven't we? Like bordering. Like 9
We're
years?
now those people. We're now those people, right? Who, when we first got the industry, we never took seriously or followed because it wasn't extreme enough. Do you know, like when you like, I don't know if you ever like came across T Nation or whatever, and there was always the odd article that just made sense, and like now looking back, it makes sense. But you're like, oh, can't be that easy. What? just eat more calories and lift heavier weights. Don't be so stupid. No, that's not how you gain muscle. Oh, this one, the trick to how to gain 6 inches on your arms in 6 weeks. That's the one I want. And it was like, load up on this, load up on that, do this, do that. That's what I used to. So we're now the people that the younger generation will look at and go, fucking idiots. What do they know? What do they know?
Well, they've been doing their whole.
We're now them.
Like 9 years. I guess I'm not counting the days we were in like pro sport and uni or whatever, because then that unfortunately that goes into actually over a decade. Yeah, we won't talk about that. But the whole September to January thing, I've kind of like, I was like, yeah, actually, but it's mainly because over this, I guess the last like 5 days, I've had a couple of like, I haven't even prompted it, but I've had a couple of old clients get in contact with me, and I've gone, Tom, I'm a fat shit at the moment. Can we sort this out? The classic one, this lad, this is obviously at Third Space. This isn't an online client, who the last time when he got in contact with me, I took him on because he was like, Tom, I've got 6 weeks before I go heli skiing, and I've got this wrong with me, this wrong with me, this wrong with me. Can you fix me, please?
Yeah.
And I was like,
no, I can't.
We can have a go, because how many times are you going to see you? He was like, 3 or 4 times a week. I was like, get in, absolutely fine. Big, like, yeah, absolutely fine. So I met with him today, and I was like, actually, he came with a different. He was like, yeah, I'm going heli skiing again. I was like, classic. I was like, how long are you giving me this one? But we did train like up until COVID, like, and then it was because people don't come to work in London anymore. And he's like, actually, I quite enjoy seeing my kids. So he'll do online coaching when I'll see him like hybrid coaching, I think it's called. I'm going to see him like once a week, and then I'll do his plans and shit. Got to charge him that for that though. All wonderful. Hybrid coaching works works, doesn't it? Because he doesn't need his hand holding.
Not
But
enough
yeah,
PTs
September.
do that, by the way. Not enough.
No.
Just on a complete segue, not enough PTs offer that. Like, just a quick note. We work with a few PTs who are kind of like fully booked on in person, and they want to transition online. And then they've got like a waiting list for PT, but they don't want to give up PT completely. Like those clients that are doing 2-3 sessions a week, pull them down to one. Say you're going to write their programs, charge them less. They feel like they're getting a lot for it. You take control of their nutrition, the sessions. You can then fill those other slots with other people.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Some people were like, oh, but he'll want to train 3 times a week. And I was like, I know, but I don't want to train him 3 times a week. He also doesn't need it 3 times a week. And the facility I go at, like, it will be far worse for him, but the same for me in terms of expenditure. And I'm like, actually, if I just do it this way, I don't have to spend as much time with him and doing as much as possible. He doesn't have to spend as much money seeing and doing the stuff and also I don't need to hold his hand because I've already coached him for 4 years. And I'm like, easy. I'm probably not going to be teaching anything new, give or take. Like, unless he decides with an L1S, like L5 S1 herniation, disc injuries, and we've rehabbed him from everything. This is the lad who came to me and was like, he's had the most injuries, 100% I've ever had from any client. And I think I did my camera is really annoying me. When I put my hand up as well, so I've got my AI thing camera on that like moves around, it follows me around the room. It's kind of scary. But if I do like a how sign with my hand, people, obviously this is wonderful on the audio show, it like follows me and changes. But if I don't, but it starts like flash and shit. Only on Zoom, fucking Zoom. I'm blaming Dan. But anyway,
it's probably me.
But okay, this would scare. I think this would scare a lot of people because I think I got asked it in like I was just like, oh guys, like you're going to be new PTs or they were newer PTs. Anything you want to hear from me, like injuries, blah blah blah. They were like, I think. What's your, I think it was on a podcast actually. They were like, who's your like best client you've ever had or the most challenging client, which is an interesting one. Let's do this for a second, Dan. Who's your most challenging client? And this one was mine. Okay. Not in terms of like personalities. This was just challenging for me. I actually had to research, think about it, do stuff because it was a little bit, I wouldn't say it's out of my scope of practice, but I'm an S&C coach, performance coach, biomechanics and stuff first. And I have to like scale back to be more rehab based. And I feel like when we were working together, I'm a rehabber was like a big thing. And you're like, that's a physiotherapist. I could do your rehab 100%, but that's just a good strength coach. Absolutely fine. Or a good PT. But this lad, all right, the laundry list of injuries. So we had he came to me with L5S1 disc herniation and tingling in his calves, which we worked out was the disc thing. And at the referred pain and tingling was into his calves. So I was like, well, we're going to stop stretching them and do something fucking about this back. All right, number one, that went. Cool. Then he lost nearly all sensation. So this is a neural nervous system stuff we had to do. So he lost all power pretty much in his right arm, so his right shoulder. So to put that into perspective, okay, imagine you're doing, or it's like his tricep and stuff like that. So imagine you're doing a single arm press, and this is why I do unilateral training a lot and all this kind of stuff. And he was doing like a chest press, so he could chest press like on a machine, like 50 kilos, cool, on like one of those pec decks or whatever, on one arm. And then on the other one, couldn't shift one bar, like one plate on it. Couldn't shift like 4 kilos, literally. That's scary. Had to bring him back from that. Then he decided to, because his wife was a big horse rider, so he decided we lost about 10 kilos.
I definitely thought you were going to say something else then.
Okay.
just before you said the S, I was just like, okay, well, my brain went there. So.
I'll leave that to imagination, guys. A big horse rider. I think
it was the speed you said it. It made me. I don't know why I stopped and thought. I was just like,
and then so he was like, all right, we're gonna go on like a 2-week horse riding holiday. I was like, I don't recommend this based off your current back stuff, but sure, let's do that. So he was secretly getting horse riding lessons, and we had to get him below like 95 kilos because of the horse like that he'd have for like the 2 weeks. Probably doesn't want a big heifer lump of a human being.
It'd die. It'd probably die. Yeah.
And I was like, you're gonna have to be a little bit lighter. This lad's like 6'3", right? And so he went to like This was a precursor to another injury after this as well. So he would do horse riding lessons, and the horse, whilst they were like doing a trot or whatever, decides to throw him off, and he smacks his calf straight into like a lamppost, like obliterated impact injury, goes completely black, absolutely disgusting, big like. So just from a horse throwing him off.
If I was the horse, I'd have thrown him off if he was 95 kilos, to be fair.
and then the next injury that obviously I was like, I can't do much about rehab because that's an impact injury, really. So it's just simply a case of like it chilling out. But obviously directly after that, he was like, oh yeah, I really want to play touch rugby again. I was like, fuck me. This lad is like on it. Like, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to do this. And then we're like, all right, we'll start doing that. And then he started playing touch rugby. And then he obviously snapped his fucking Achilles because I was like, Neil, the impact injury of where your calf got obliterated, probably coincidental. He might listen to this. He does listen to the show every now and again, bless him. But yeah, we'll be rehabbing him. But so
I'll tell you what you want to do if that's you, go heli skiing.
For the second time in tenure. So yeah, so he goes ski. He's a good skier. So yeah, he's a good skier.
He should be jumping out of helicopters doing it.
So yeah, that was probably in terms of all of those injuries separately. When somebody comes to me, I'm like, cool, one after the other over kind of a 4-year span. I was like, challenging. Yeah. So put that in perspective. What's your most challenging client? Obviously, you don't have to go into great detail like that, but Neil couldn't give a shit if I spoke about him. So
I think my most challenging is probably, I mean, you get the challenging element of like online coaching anyway, just of like whether people are lying to you or not. Like it's always a tough one. But I had one client who I assumed was lying to me, but after working with her for 3.5 years, realized that she wasn't, like, quite quickly after having a few chats with her. She just had an extremely low metabolism. Like she had a few little like thyroid things, nothing crazy like that. She had to be medicated, but she was on the lower range, but it was still normal. And she's the person that I've had to take the lowest in terms of calories to lose weight, the lowest. So she was on about 700 calories a day in a peak of dieting. And again, I've obviously, and I say this, we did this in a methodical way. Like that was after about a year of working together. She was on those low calories. So like we spent a long time working together. So she'd been on about, say, 1,000 calories a day. And she was recomping, and she was, I think she was looking better. She was losing body fat, gaining muscle, like looking loads better. And then to try and get her to gain muscle, we couldn't go above 1,150 calories. She gained body fat very quickly, like on those sorts of calories. Fairly active, like not a sloth by any stretch of imagination. Trained really hard in the gym, pushing heavy weights, in leg pressing 200 to I think 240 kilos by the end. Like she was strong, like, you know, good range and all this sort of stuff. And we used to just have to constantly battle with this. Well, to diet down, we'd have to put around, say, 700-800 calories a day. And I was one of those coaches where I was like, she's lying. There's no way. Like she needs to be on high calories. And like we just went back and forth. And again, she worked with me for 3 years because she'd have previous PTs who had got to just do loads of HIIT training, loads of crap like that. Or they'd just told her that, again, that she was just lying, that, you know, she wasn't doing it right or whatever. And she got so fed up. And I was the first one that actually listened to her and actually said, look, it could be this, it could be that. Like, let's be patient kind of thing. So that's easily the hardest because, as you know, to gain muscle and to lose body fat, you have to be in a certain amount of a deficit to see, you know, to lose a kilo of body fat for me and you and for her is the same amount of absolute calories, essentially, you need to kind of be in a deficit on. So if you imagine that she needed to, you know, be in a deficit of 3,500 calories to lose a pound, well, if she was maintaining on about 1,000 to put her in a deficit of, say, 800, she was to put her on to 800, she was in a deficit of 200 a day. So it took her 3 weeks to lose the same amount of weight it would take you to a week, for example, right? On average. But then also it came into it was a scale weight didn't really move huge amounts either. It wasn't, you know, it was all based on visuals and waist measurements and stuff. And in the end, she got a great transformation, but she was never really that hungry. She was never really like fussed about food at all. But then obviously if she wanted to go for a nice meal out, most meals out are 1,000 calories minimum. Like, so she'd go to Center Parks for a 4-day weekend and she'd be like, well, she'd come back and she'd be like, I feel like shit, I've eaten too much food. And again, like for most people, they can do that and get away with it. And in a week's time, their weight's down again. But for her, it was like, you just couldn't do it. So it was easily the toughest, because mentally having to coach her through it, because it was just such a slow process, and obviously quite demoralizing that she kind of twigged as well. Like we had the discussion. I was just completely honest with her. I said, look, this is just your reality. And I was like, it's shit to say out loud and it's horrible. And I said, but this is the reality of it. And I said, look, there's 2 ways you can go about it. And we did it the right way. We lost all the body fat she hated first. Which again was a long process. But then from there, gaining muscle, I was like, well, at least now you're on high calories for a longer period of time. And then you only need to do little mini diets in between, here and there. But yeah, that was the hardest. And also as well, she wasn't like flush with money. So she couldn't afford to like go for a metabolism test or go to the unis and get tested or looked at, or go privately medical, all that sort of stuff, where we could have checked some things. But, she enjoyed it, I think, to a certain degree, because she saw results that she'd never seen before. And she'd never been a big eater, so she didn't feel like she was missing out loads, but it kind of explained why she'd been struggling up to that point. Because, again, we looked at the data and we looked at what was going on and we looked at all these things. And again, we tested it. Believe me, we tested it. We tested her out on more food. We tested her not tracking. We tested her doing all this sort of stuff. And it was just one of those things where those were the numbers. And again, we've got all the data after 3.5 years of doing it. Like, can see it, and it was that was the toughest, easily.
Beautiful. What lovely tangent we took. Not sure what we're talking about there. But yeah, if anybody wants to, I guess I'm not gonna discuss, because there's certain, obviously there's like, oh yeah, damn, what did you actually talk about psychology? What made you make that decision? What do you do? And then it'd be like, for me, like, all right, what exercises and when did you start rehabbing this? And then that point in timeline. I feel like that's an incredibly long show. Boring as well.
Yeah, but also as well, yeah, it's just a bit boring, isn't it? Because again, as shitty as it sounds, a lot of it can be down to like intuition, a little bit.
Correct. Yeah. I'm gonna be like, all right, it's time to make this call, like based off that person that I'm seeing, like directly in front of me that day. I'm like, you know what? I'm changing this. I'm doing this. We're doing this. We've moved on, or we're regressing, or blah blah blah. There was no like, unfortunately, those like, it takes 6 weeks. There's a reason why people take longer and people take less time, because you're hopefully the coaches that are rehabbing them, and it'll be like, all right, yeah, there's going to be basically like, you're not making like flat, like, I don't know, calls on the spot, but it's just like, all right, based off the info, and if it's moving or the check-ins that Dan would do, we make those calls and go, that's what we need to do now, because I think I'm seeing this. And it's hard to explain. It's just like, we've watched enough education. I've seen it enough. I know what I think I should be doing. I know what the result I need to do. Therefore, my intuition says I need to, like, it'll be stuff like, I try to say, like, if it looks shit, it probably is, or there's certain things that they do in movement, but I have to forget that I've got an eye for that I'm like, no, that's terrible. I think that's right. This is right.
I think that's the thing with movement as well, isn't it? You just know from looking at someone moving. Yeah, like we've seen squats that maybe aren't as deep as they could be, but they look great. And we've seen squats that are really deep but look dreadful. Like I've seen someone do a squat before, and I swear to God, they just collapsed into it.
Oh, it's the like melting candle kind of.
Yeah, like the extreme ankle mobility. So their knees just collapsed in front of them, and then actually they're really, really upright. And you're like, this just doesn't look right. But if you just based it on depth, then it's a great squat. So yeah, it's one of those where I think you just know good movement when you see it. With a lot of people, and again, like
just know it, Dan. Just know it. That's our advice to new trainers. Just learn, bro.
Well, no, you say that. So you say that. Okay, here's another tangent to go off. But I had a message the other day from an 18-year-old lad on Instagram.
You didn't get a message.
yeah. Loads of people asking me.
Loads of people. I like doing that. Like literally, no one has asked for this. So here it is.
No one, so he was in another mentorship, and he messaged me and he was saying, "Oh, I really resonate with some of your content, and I'd love to know a bit more about what you do and all this sort of stuff." And he's 18, only qualified this year as a PT. And I just said to him, I said, look, to be honest, mate, I was like, you just need to go in the gym and you just need to make mistakes. I was like, you don't need a mentor. Like, you've got 2-3 years, get in front of some people. You won't be able to charge as much as other people do because you're younger. You haven't got loads of results. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. I didn't say that to him, but I was like, you don't. And I was like, it's much like when you just pass your driving test. You just need to go out and drive on roads and just learn and fuck up and make mistakes. And I said, look, that's part and parcel of it. And we've done that and we've been there. And yes, when you hire a mentor, you learn from their mistakes. But I said, these aren't the sort of mistakes you want to learn from. You just have to make them, like, for now. And by the time you're 21, yeah, come get a mentor, because you'll know where you want to be and you'll know what mistakes you keep making or that you've learned from, or whatever it is. But I was like, I can't believe people are taking I can't believe someone's taking money off you, mate. I was like, just go into a gym, soak up all the information from the other PTs there that look like they know what they're doing, get as many leads as you can, spend all your time there, speak to people there, be a human being. And that's kind of it, right? I think, I don't know. I just feel like if I had a mentor the first year I PT'd, I'd have been like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah,
no.
exactly. Didn't need it, because all we did was be there and be approachable and train there and like chat to people when they were training. And that was it. That was our lead gen. I was just like, all right, well, this human seems to come here quite a lot. So if that human seems to view your Instagram stories quite a lot, maybe talk to them.
Yeah.
Like this. It's pretty much it. Like it's unfortunately not too much of rocket science, isn't it? This person seems to like what I do. Ignore them. That's what I do. They come to the same gym as you. They probably got a shared interest at some point. They seem to use the same dumbbells as you. Cool. Those are pretty sweet dumbbells. Yeah, I don't know. It's bonkers, isn't it? But yeah, as a new PT, that's definitely what people need to do. But obviously, they're trying to fast track all the mistakes that we've made, Dan. But
yeah, but it's so, I think there's definitely a benefit.
I feel like
of fast tracking
the only
some
way
mistakes.
of like the only thing, I wouldn't say hire a business mentor or a PT. I would say 100% like get someone to coach you, like in terms of learning programming and learning, like, because I feel like that's the way you're going to learn some of the stuff we just said about movement and what is good, what is bad, and why something's
I just feel like at 18, you should be coaching the gym. Don't go online straight away at 18, just qualified. Don't know. You need to see the world. You need to meet people, connect.
I'm a big believer.
You need to like
of
have that personality of knowing.
Should have cut their teeth a bit,
Yeah,
at least. Fuck me.
I think so. I think I don't. Yeah, I think I agree. I think it's also just like having human skills. And at 18, you don't have human skills. You just don't have them. I don't care what it says. You don't. Like, he could have said to me, oh, I want to go into okay, I can't do that. I want to go into a corporate job and then do it when I'm 25. And I'm going, you do that then. Do that. Like, you need to experience the world and how it works and
put it in perspective. Like, they're like, I'm sure we have, like, in terms of online clients and stuff. So one lad joined up with me. He's no chance he's going to sign up with somebody who's 18 because he's like 41. He wants to do this, but 18 won't be able to relate to that person. Like, doesn't understand working hard, or work hard, but doesn't understand it yet, or been through life.
No, they don't. They don't. But that's the thing, is they don't understand what it takes to, again, work hard. But they also shouldn't really at 18. Like, just go and fucking live your life a bit, like, do you know? And I don't know. It just was one of those where I think it's like I said, there's some mistakes that you don't need to learn from a mentor. You just actually have to make them.
I'm on the obviously the sports documentary binge at the moment. So they did a.
Did you watch Last Chance U basketball?
No. I've been watching, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like it's following it's following the Crystal Palace Academy decisions, which is quite cool.
Oh yes,
like
yes.
It's something like 10 weeks out or something like that, and they follow like people like getting contracts and getting that. It's obviously like, and they follow like certain kids who are obviously trying to get their scholarships, or like kids that are like fucking 11 years old trying to get. I hate that they use you're trying to get your contract at the age of 11.
11 is stupid.
Because it's like you get a contract between 12 and 14, and then you get a contract, because it's always a 2-year deal thing. It's between 14 and 16, and then 2 years again. So you sign them on for that long. Hate it. And these people. And I'm just like, fucking hell, just let them play football. Like, oh my God. It's so much pressure, and they're like feeling it. And they're like, oh yeah, mum and dad, like, oh yeah. It's cool to watch, but it's so like, you realize that those kids that have been like in that academy, that's their world. And what I hated about working at Brentford's academy, that's not there anymore because I burnt it down. No, because they cancelled it. Was the lack and sheer awfulness of the education post 16, the kind of academy youth team got, and it was fucking terrible. It was just like, all right, if you don't make it as a footballer, you're fucked. Like, there's no like education whatsoever. Awful. I hated it. I was just like, I want to just sit down and teach these guys fucking maths and science so they know. Because there was like, I don't know, you might spoil it for you. There's one lad who doesn't make the cut, and he obviously goes and they've actually got, it's quite cool actually. It's something that I didn't think was that prevalent. Maybe it's more prevalent now. They've got like a coping team that help them get trials at other clubs. And try and look after them after they've been kind of released, which is good. But like, he's gone from Crystal Palace to Aldershot Town, and I put that in perspective. Aldershot are bottom of the National League.
Tom can play for Aldershot.
I played a league below Aldershot. That's embarrassing. I didn't think I was going to make it, but obviously they do. I was never in Crystal Palace's academy. Fuck me. I was grafting the lower leagues, Daniel.
I was grafter.
And then I was getting drunk, and that's why I didn't make it. I was like, shit, I can get drunk and play in a band. That sounds way cooler than playing football. All right, let's do that. I should do more like guitar-based things on my Instagram, shouldn't I? It's probably not good for wanting to be a fitness coach, but yeah, it's fine. Personality, Dan. Personality.
Get your personality out there, mate. Why not?
All right.
Football's a funny one, isn't it?
We've talked about that bullshit enough. What did you want to talk about? You did. Oh, bank holiday. You wanted to talk about. So Dan just gave his clients grief today. I don't know. I saw it. He was on his Instagram stories, just reminding people 60% of his clients didn't know it was a Monday. But just to put this out there, we've recently changed how we start the podcast, and it is Dan's responsibility. For the last 300 episodes, it's been my responsibility to send him a link. Okay, so, and I don't bother paying for Zoom because I do Google shit on all of my meets. So Dan does do Zoom because I don't talk to more than one person, mate. So I was like, all right, you can start sending me the link. How many times? I'm pretty sure in the 4 weeks that we've done it, Dan's just been sitting there for 15 minutes going, Tom's late, isn't he?
Yeah,
that's why
I have to be fair, but that's a recent change. But yeah, I'm just saying how weird it is and how conditioned we all are to have like work days and non-work days, because like say bank holiday Monday rolls around and like most of my clients forget to check in because they obviously associate it with a working day or whatever it is. But yeah, it's just funny how it's like bank holiday Monday. It's still a Monday. It's not like it's called bank holiday Sunday repeat or something like that. You know, it's Monday. And yeah, it just made me laugh how people just forget so quickly. So quickly. I don't bother checking in this week. Brilliant. Don't need to, do you? Just don't bother. So yeah, there you go. That was literally it, to be fair. Like, I just find it funny how conditioned we are. Because I was saying to you before we came on, like even in England, like you just work bank holidays. Like I just didn't take it off. I think being self-employed, I don't know if we can't do a poll obviously on the podcast. If it was an Instagram story, it'd be interesting to see how many people who are self-employed don't know it's bank holiday either. Because I think when you're self-employed, it's almost a day to get ahead. It's almost like, okay, cool, I can get ahead of the game now because no one else is doing stuff. But yeah, I just find it interesting that we're as soon as we get that extra day, we're all over it and we forget everything else that ever existed. Just for that extra day off.
Doing it for your bank holiday weekend. I was like, I got the weekend.
Yeah.
I didn't completely take it off. Shock.
I never did like at all.
I did my prerequisites. Yeah, I didn't realize it was a bank holiday till the back end of last week, and then my clients were like, "Doesn't your calendar tell you?" And I was like, "Yeah, but it's like that silly little thing at the top, like that I don't always click on to see, but like, oh look, it was once, I don't know, St. Charles of Hiroshima, I don't know, Japan once died of this, and then we celebrate that day off in Guatemala." That's what it's normally like it changes based off. Does yours change based off Dubai? Do you have like Eid and all those kind of things in there?
No, they don't come up. No.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. Yeah, very strange. So, but yeah, my advice for people would just be if you have a mandatory, just don't do maybe like the business development stuff, but do it if you're like you get in a bit of a groove. But do your kind of what I did was do my prerequisites. All right, I on my little board right now, I have a list from 1 to 8, and that's based off priority. Like 8's cool. If I get around to it this week, awesome. Like 1 to whatever, that shit has to be done. So yeah, do that. If you struggle on a bank holiday, you're like, oh, I want to get out and play with my friends. They've come round and knocked at the door, so I only asked if I can play out. Do your mandatory like whatever 2 hour. Boom. Mine was just like what did I do? An invoice. Shock, because I want to be paid. A client testimonial videos to send out. I don't know what else I did. And email. Those were my 3 that I had to do. Those are my mandatory things because I don't do my check-ins on a Monday, so I didn't have that problem.
I don't do my check-ins on a Monday. My clients check in on a Monday.
My clients normally check in like Tuesday, Wednesday. So
yeah. So not all of them, obviously. There's just certain people have certain days, and it's just those people who do check in on a Monday. They just didn't. They didn't. Someone did it really early this morning, to be fair. So they just about.
They're annoying.
Just about got in.
It buzzes through. You're like, oh, great, thanks. I know the ones. They know I'm going to look at their stuff on Thursday, and I just might be. It might be a reminder one, and they're like, oh, there it is. Boom. Or they would have because obviously I send them a reminder going, please check in tomorrow. On my automations, and they're obviously like, oh shit, send it at like 4 a.m. I'm like, why are you up? Go to sleep. No one wants to see your face at 4 a.m. Anyway, Dan, I would like to talk about lazy programming, and it's definitely going to be something I'm going to talk about more on my Instagram.
Shots fired.
Laziness, because I don't know, like when I learnt, it's sort of, I'll toot my own horn, toot. That I quite like I don't like programming, but it's one of those things. It's like I've done enough of it. I know what looks correct. I know what matches up because it's all about sequencing, and my brain is about like maths and shit, basically. Numbers, not words, as you can tell. Maths and stuff. So it all tends to match up, and I can see patterns in certain things, and I go, this should be here because that is there, and like problem solving. Analytical, some would say. But when there's been some sort of push in the last since CrossFit came out, and obviously there's the new stuff of the what's professional PE, National Fitness Games, and then people. John Clark didn't like that when I took a dig at him. He messaged me straight away. He was like, "Professional PE." I was like, "Mate, you run marathons now. Fuck off." He still beat me with a stick. It's absolutely fine. But yeah, he beat me at everything going, apart from maybe jumping. Dad can't get off the floor, can he? All right. I'll just get up somewhere really high. He won't be able to get me.
He won't be able to get you, mate.
And then obviously HYROX, and obviously so I've had a couple of lads come reach out about training for HYROX, and I'm more than happy to train someone for HYROX. I know how to train someone for certain events, and we were doing a needs analysis based off what you're going to be doing and all that kind of stuff. Believe me, that was something that myself and Dan were taught in when we're doing S&C. Like we do a structured needs analysis based off what your sport and what you're doing and the mechanics and stuff like that. It's absolutely fine. But generally speaking, my needs analysis is longer than the fucking 6-week program that somebody gets sent out, and it's got more depth to it. So I sent Dan. So all I did was Google, and you'll see it on my Instagram at some point. I Googled athletic program Men's Health. And yes, I'm still writing for Men's Health, but probably not soon. But yeah, based off this. So the name got me on this PDF I've sent down. You can download it for free.
I'm opening it now.
Yeah,
right. I'm on it now.
31 pages long. Fuck me. But trust me, doesn't need to be 31 pages long. Pretty sure you can fit it onto 2. That was my. Where is it? All right. I liked the add size, get strong, stay functional. That's good. Stay functional,
Always.
Dan.
Always stay functional.
That repeats twice in 2 pages. So that by Zach George. I believe he is the UK's fittest man. My invite was lost in the post for that, so I didn't compete. Me and Dan weren't competing, so
Strange.
I don't know how you can claim that.
Yeah.
Also, UK's fittest man. Is that not like an athlete of some sort?
Yeah, it would be.
I guess what's the determinant of fitness as well? What is the
Well, it depends on how functional you are, I think. It's just a functional. It's just if you're functional. So if you're the most functional, you're the fittest. So he is the most functional because it says here.
I would always go for like a gymnast of some sort. I think they're probably going to be an all-rounder of some sort. But tennis players, in terms of like explosiveness, plyometrics, hand-eye coordination, golfers, fuck off.
Oh my God, there's burpees in it. I've already seen week 1. There's burpees. All right,
so the structure. This is how you structure it. So this is just to add size, get strong, and stay functional. 6 workouts per week. Doing them all is ideal. Minimum aim for 4 days a week. So you've got EMOMs on Monday, Tuesday AMRAPs, Wednesday aerobic capacity, Thursday workouts for time, Friday skill-based EMOMs, Saturday competition style, and Sunday rest day. Oh my God, there's nothing in there that says like strength day or power day or like anything like. I would go for fucking a body part split instead of this, which is what's I get it in terms of I don't mind like aerobic capacity work. That's cool. I like that one. The rest of them horseshit. Because the aerobic capacity work is going to prep you for that competition style thing anyway. I think so. Just to, I will go into afters. All right, day 1, week 1. 30-minute. I would be so annoyed if this was the plan. I obviously it's free, but if I got given this by a coach, I would be so pissed. 30 minutes, 12 dumbbell thrusters, 40 double unders, 12 burpees. Off you go. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Kill me now. Kill me now.
If somebody gave that to you, like you'd be in shock, wouldn't you? Like that's your workout.
I don't know if you would though. I don't know if people would though, mate. That's the thing. I don't know if they would anymore. I don't know what to believe anymore.
And like also, I was like on this. Also, learn how to do a double under would probably be week 0.
There's also strict handstand push-ups in here as well.
Is there?
So like, go down to week 1 Friday. So week 1 Friday, right? You do 10-minute EMOMs of 5 pull-ups and 5 kipping handstand push-ups. And then you do, after that, 10 minutes EMOM of 1 strict handstand push-up. Surely you do that the other way around. Surely you do the strict ones first because they're harder. Yeah. Then you do handstand push-ups when you're fatigued.
And because that would be a strength-based thing.
Yeah,
get
fatigued first. Get fatigued first, then do it harder. Brilliant. Oh my God.
And 12-minute. It's just like...
Oh, good. Thrusters and burpees are in again. Saturday.
I like the chipper on Thursday. Chipper for time. Did apparently on Thursday only the number 5 and 0 were working on his keyboard. So guess what you're getting? 50 of those, different things.
50 jumping lunges. 50 burpees again. 50 so you're doing burpees. You're doing burpees on Monday. You're doing burpees on Thursday. You're doing burpees on Saturday, and you're doing more handstand push-ups on Saturday as well. By the way, what if you can't do that?
Also, yeah, because obviously stay functional. The whole of the 6 weeks, look for it. There's nothing about moving laterally whatsoever. You're not allowed to move in that plane whatsoever. If you step to the side, you're fucked, basically. I'm assuming there's all these kind of things like, I don't know, maybe your abductors and your adductors, which are not going to be able to kind of cope with anything. Because as soon as you step out of just going up and down of that plane, you're going to get injured, my friends.
I love this whole stay strong. There's no strength movements in it.
There's also no strength training. Yeah,
there's just pull-ups. The only thing that you would look at and go, that's strength.
Yeah, I don't really get it. I like. There was one that was. That way. Okay, 5 rounds, 1K run. Like, he was clearly in a rush that day for programming.
It's just, I mean, it's just.
And I guess let's look. Is there a progression, right? So if we look at that, though, I don't know, just what was the first day? So obviously, hopefully there'll be some sort of progressive overload on that EMOM on the Monday. So if you were doing a 30-minute EMOM, I would hope that so the category of what I would do is like, all right, you're going to get further rounds. You're going to obviously like, how many rounds do you complete of the every minute on the minute of all of these, right? Or you add in 1 more minute or 2 more minutes. I'd probably add in like 5%. So you do for a minute and a half more. So let's see what they do. If there's any progressive overload, which should be the foundation for everything. No, we just change it to every 5 minutes for 7 rounds. 21 double unders. We do completely different exercises, and we just do that.
Yeah.
So if your programs end up looking like that, I don't mind them looking like a mixed modal kind of thing on a weekly basis, and they change slightly, maybe once to twice a week for your kind of mindset and going, cool, wonder what we get this week. But if you're training like that every single day, I can guarantee the progress is going to be not as good. I think there will be progress because you're learning, you're still moving, for example. But if we were to go, all right, actually on the Monday and the Wednesday, or the Monday and the Thursday, we'll do foundational strength training or foundational kind of strength endurance training. And then the other 2 days or 3 days when we do mixed modal stuff, but you'll still do like your pull-ups, like strength wise at the top or whatever. That would be how I would train for hahaOur and all this, I don't know, the National Fitness Games. I wouldn't probably take someone on who trains for CrossFit. I think it's too crazy. Not too crazy, but I would just be like, all right, well, I need to know what you're competing in, like for you to prep you, I feel like. Otherwise, I'm just throwing enough shit at a wall to hope it sticks. At least there's no Olympic lifting in there, so which is good. I feel like it's coming back round, Olympic lifting. I don't mind it. It's just like, don't do it for time. Absolutely fine. There's plenty of Olympic lifts are cool, but technically it's hard to teach, and it takes when I can give you a weighted jump and get the same fucking benefit. So it's just madness, Daniel. So yeah, I'll be doing some Instagram stories about those.
Look forward to it, mate.
Instagram posts. Fuck it. Yeah, be interesting. I might just put that up as a joke combine 6 weeks. So let's see how many complaints.
Some people might believe it.
I will be doing a mixed modal kind of aerobic capacity combine, ESD one. It's not until I've lost my mind, but yeah, there will be one at some point. But yeah, nice. Which actually brings me into if anybody is interested and made it this far, and I don't know if Dan's seen, because I actually decided to I culled and revived the Push Pull Legs podcast Facebook group, and I've changed
all the notifications. Don't worry. Yeah.
I've changed it, and Dan couldn't give a shit because he's not in it anyway. I might take him out, but I'm going to revive that group because there's like 200 odd people in there who are legitimate humans. And I was like, fuck it, I'll run my 5-day free thing out of there instead. And obviously the people who can join in, they can join in. I've already had about 5 or 6 people go, fuck it, I'll do that. I was like, all right, wonderful. All right, we'll do that instead. So if you are interested, obviously go, basically you're going to be part of my combine, just the 5 days for free. All the coaching's there. I'll give you a little G sheet and you will do the combine testing protocol for free. And just showing you what it's about. Basically, I just want more eyes on it, so people test and whatever. So which is lovely, and then you can come and actually do a fucking program and get better, or you can go off and do your other one and not get.
Go and do that one. Just go and do that one. That one will work.
Just go do that. Yeah, I'll post that one and be like, lol.
Yeah.
Option
so
one.
At the end of the 5
2.
days, you can either do this one or that one. Take your pick.
Yeah, which will be wonderful. So yeah, I'll be posting about it on Instagram today. So be interesting. Yesterday as this came out. So
yeah,
if you have more info.
Right.
Yes, mate. All right. Yeah, shocked me that. I don't know why it shocked me. Just lazy programming. Has that been a thing in your field as well?
Yeah, I just think it's just normal, mate. I think you just live in a bit of a bubble in your little PT world. I think now you're exposed a bit more online coaching. You'll be surprised, mate, if it's not that. And again, if it's not that, it's 3x10 on everything. Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I have a go at that most of the time. So
yeah, it's bodybuilding, 3x10, all that, and it's like there's no one caught up with the middle ground of like taking the principles of both and merging them together. No one's doing it, mate. No one's doing it. So
no, it's like the magic pill, mate.
Enter Tom.
Yeah, I can sort your programming out. Absolutely fine. Take me 5
Easy,
seconds. All right. Any other business, Daniel?
Not for me. Order my good hats, mate. So
mate, yeah, I'm excited for mine. I don't know when they're coming. I think they're being shipped now.
I mean, mine ain't turning up this side of the year, are they? Let's be honest.
You might as well send them to me, and then I'll bring them next time. So I'll bring them in like November or something.
Didn't think about it.
So I was just like, oh shit, do I know anybody who's in the States right now who can come back over at some point? I was like, oh, not really. When are the Boyle brothers coming over, or like Kevin Carr or something? I was like, have we got one soon? No. Yeah, I like their hats. So which ones did you get?
No, they're cool. I got the Fighting for Par one, same as you, because that's their better one. And I think I got a blue one. Birdie blue, like half blue, half white one, I think it was.
I like
blue and white.
Good.
Yeah,
I was like, I like that. Good. I wear that normally. Lovely. With that little rope as well. I'll actually wear these for golf. That's what was my thing, because I don't generally wear a hat for golf. As you can see, whenever I do IG stuff, my hat is backwards because I'm cool. But I tend to buy peak, like flat caps, and I think I look like a bit of a dick when it's forward.
Yeah, you do look a bit weird.
Where I think I look vaguely normal when it's backwards. So, and obviously on golf courses, you're not allowed to wear your hat backwards. You're not meant to anyway. But Bubby does, so fuck it.
I think you should just start doing it, man. I really think this whole golf etiquette thing is not as much a big thing anymore as it used to be.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Not like in the same like taking the piss, but I just genuinely think that it's just not like as much of a problem anymore.
Correct.
People to worry
anyway, everybody can look forward to our hats, and we'll show them off.
Yeah.
Very exciting. If anybody, I mean, we'd prefer some of the good listeners and followers to come over to us, but
I mean, that'd be great.
Actually likes golf, or go watch good, because they're nice chaps, and they're nice and easy too. All right, mate. So thanks for listening, guys. We'll probably catch you next week.
See you later.